it going, guys, and welcome to another video by yours truly, Axel Williams. We are getting straight into it, guys. Hope you're doing alright. Welcome back to another video, guys. I'm just going to say as well, for everyone who has subscribed so far, thank you ever so much for the subscriptions. You guys have been brilliant, of course. I'm starting to get a small loyal following so far, guys. Your subscriptions are not mostly appreciated. They are massively appreciated, guys. They really are. So thank you ever so much for the people who have subscribed so far to this channel, guys. We're going to keep aiming to please, and I'm going to keep, obviously, releasing content to keep all you guys happy because, I love making videos, and I hope you guys love listening to them. Today, guys, we're going to talk about Will Smith. Will Smith, and I've came to the conclusion that I'm actually not a big fan of Will Smith. I am not actually a big fan of Will Smith. Look, he's a great actor. In fact, he's become a brilliant actor. Will Smith has become a quite sensational actor. And it's fair to say he has grown over the years as an actor. He's actually become one of the greatest actors currently, for me, in the entire world. There is just something about Will Smith that I can't quite put my finger on. I'm not quite sure what it is about Will Smith, but there is something about him that I just really do not quite like. Now, the one thing I will say about Will Smith that I have always felt a little bit kind of strange about, or a bit funny about, is kind of the guy's mentality. I always felt that Will Smith is a bit arrogant. Now, this stems back for quite a while now. I mean, it really does. It stems back for quite a while. I remember hearing a story. You remember when Will Smith was in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Obviously, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is now a very popular show. And I don't know how popular it was back then, as opposed to what it is like now. I'd imagine that the success of the show, or the success that the show is getting now, is purely because Will Smith has made a big name for himself. Had Will Smith had not made a big name for himself, perhaps The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air would not have been, or wouldn't be as popular as it is today. Did you hear that? Earthquake! Now, Daphne Maxwell Reid, the original Vivian in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, she was, I don't know how long she played Aunt Viv for, but she was playing Aunt Vivian for, a reasonable amount of time. And from what I understand, and this is actually not just something that's been chucked around, it's not a rumour. From what I understand, this is actually factual. It's very true. Will Smith, this is according to, this is according to the actual cast member herself. What's her name again? By all accounts, Will Smith had this belief that he was a funny man. And yeah, he was telling jokes on the set and everyone was laughing at him. Everyone was laughing at his jokes. Apart from Vivian. She is not finding Will Smith too funny. And this is actually where it gets a bit interesting. You probably already know the story. But Will Smith, apparently, this is exactly what happened according to Daphne Maxwell Reid herself, said that Will Smith had her fired from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air due to the fact that she wasn't laughing at his jokes. Down to the fact that, obviously, overall, she didn't find Will Smith that funny. And Will Smith himself believed, and this is his own words, that that would be a threat to his career in the future if people didn't find him funny. But you've got to have a little bit of an ego to actually have that mentality. In my opinion, you've got to have a bit of an ego to kind of say, you know what, they're not laughing at my jokes. They don't find me very funny. I'm going to have to put a word in here to have this person removed from the set. I don't know how it exactly went down, but either way, it doesn't sound very good from the perspective of Will Smith. And not to mention the event for Men in Black 3. Will Smith's obviously having a casual little walk. The paparazzi and so on, reporters are taking pictures, trying to ask questions, and one reporter grabs Will Smith, obviously, a bit of an exchange, and gives Will Smith a little bit of a kiss. Will Smith didn't take very kindly to this and goes, whoosh, whoosh. Only, I think it was just one little slap. But, was that necessary? Maybe. I don't know. Was it necessary? But I'm just looking at now Will Smith's character, and I don't know. For a long time, I've had doubts about Will Smith. Something about him I just find quite annoying and unnecessary. I don't know what it actually is, but obviously that reporter incident didn't help him. at all. But a lot of people thought he was within his rights to do that. But, you know, it wasn't like the guy was choking him or getting aggressive with him. He just basically gave him a little kiss. You know, they do that all the time in France. Or is it France? I think it's France. They do it all the time in France. You know, mwah, mwah, on the cheek, mwah, mwah. They do a lot more than that in France, I'll tell you. Filthy devils down there. And then, of course, we've got the big one, haven't we? The big one that attained so much media attention when Will Smith steps up on stage in front of millions of people around the world and the thousands in attendance, or the hundreds in attendance, and slaps the out of Chris Rock. Now, of course, we know that Jada seemed to have a bit of a saying. I wouldn't say a say in this because, you know, no matter what, there's no excuse for getting up and slapping someone. There's no excuse for that. You know, there really isn't. But you do see with the footage that she's obviously not very happy about the joke. Will Smith's initially laughing at the joke. You see Will Smith's face when Chris Rock tells the G.I. Jane joke. Will Smith is actually laughing. He's laughing. Simple as that. He's having a good old laugh. But there's just something about Will Smith that I just don't like. I can't quite put my finger on exactly what it is. I think Will Smith is an arrogant man. I would definitely say Will Smith's an arrogant man. And I'm making this video today because I've had these views on Will Smith now for probably a good 5-6 years. I think Will Smith is an arrogant man. And I've just got this feeling in my mind that he thinks he's better than other people. You know, he's better than the average Joe, or he's bigger. Bigger than he is. He is a huge superstar, isn't he? How do you get bigger than Will Smith in the acting world? But I just get that feeling that he kind of knows he's, you know, a big star and not flaunts it, but, you know, he carries a mentality. He carries an attitude. And I think that's been seen from his early days, even so far back as The Fresh Prince, like I mentioned to you. But is it true? I don't know. Am I thinking too much? Am I not thinking too much? I don't know. Is Will Smith arrogant? You know? One thing I will say about Will Smith is I don't think he's funny. So when he says Daphne Maxwell Reid wasn't laughing at his jokes, I've not really laughed at anything Will Smith said. I don't actually find Will Smith funny. This is the thing, I've always found Will Smith quite annoying more than anything else. I've always found Will Smith quite an irritating character. You know, when he was in Independence Day, he was kind of more the comical guy, Will Smith. You know, he was the guy who was making the occasional quip. You know, trying to be funny. But you look at Will Smith now in his later films, he's quite a serious actor. And he's definitely developed as an actor, obviously. He's a very good actor now. He's a very established actor, Will Smith. But, you know, back in his early years, Fresh Prince, and then when he started to be introduced into films, he was always the slight comedy guy, wasn't he? He was the comic relief to a point in his early movies. And I never, even in the Men in Black, he's the funny guy. Tommy Lee Jones is like the guy who's all serious, and Will Smith has to be the quirky guy. But I've never found him funny. I've never found Will Smith funny. So when he says that, you know, Maxwell Reid wasn't laughing at his jokes, and he found that a threat to his career, I don't think Will Smith was ever going to make a career off being funny. I know he did that at the start, and people will say, yeah, but he did that at the start, and that's how he made his name. But that was never something that was sustainable, in my view. He was always going to have to become a proper actor. But I'd love to hear your guys' views. Do you like Will Smith? Do you think I'm right? Is Will Smith arrogant? Another good question is Will Smith funny? Has Will Smith ever been, in your mind, funny? Or was he always destined to be a serious actor, an actor who does serious roles? You know, I've seen him in that film recently, King William, was it? Is it called King William, where he plays Serena and Venus Williams' his father? I've seen him in a film called Concussion. Those are the movies that I like Will Smith in, the serious roles. Fresh Prince is a brilliant comedy show. You know, Independence Day is a great film, but Will Smith is not funny. Will Smith, in my view, I don't think he's likeable in those two. I just don't think he is. I've never liked him in either of them. because I've never liked him as the funny man. But guys, give me your thoughts. Do you think Will Smith's funny? Obviously, do you think Will Smith's arrogant? What's your views on Will Smith as an actor? I might start talking about different actors just to get your guys' views. But do you guys like Will Smith? Let me know in the comments below if you do or not. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. And I will be back with another video very shortly, guys. Guys, for me, it's over and out. And like I said, thank you ever so much for people who have subscribed to the channel so far. You're diamonds, and I love you. And, of course, I will look forward to visualising you guys watching my next video. I'm talking rubbish. Guys, goodbye.